beautiful people, and welcome back to another soulful session of Mondays with Mondene. This is where we dive deep into the rhythm of life, love, and liberty. Well, we've always got to add democracy. I'm your host, Didi Mondene, and I'm ready to groove with you through the beats of the week. I want to remind you that it's up to us to keep the rhythm of democracy alive and kicking, but we got to do it together. Today, we're tackling a topic that is as urgent as ever: the importance of the black men in today's society and the steps we need to take as we move forward, especially after this pivotal election year. We got a lot going on. Let me see if I can set the stage for you. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, in 2022, over 39 million people in the United States identified as non-Hispanic, black, or African American. Whew, that's 13.6% of the country. But even with those numbers, how often do we see black men holding their rightful positions of power, leadership, or influence? Now, I say power, leadership, influence rightfully because everybody deserves a place at the table and a piece of a pie. History shows us a tragic pattern of black men being isolated, targeted, and excluded. And this is not just an accident. It's systemic, and it has a crippling effect on our entire community. I want to take a moment to reflect on some black men who've risen to powerful or influential positions only to be assassinated or canceled by society. It's a pattern that repeats from Martin Luther King Jr. to Colin Kaepernick. These are the men who challenged the status quo, who stood up for justice and equality, and in return, they were targeted, silenced, or destroyed. Malcolm X, born in 1925, died in 1965. You do the math. After his transition towards unity and inclusivity, he was assassinated, and the narrative of black empowerment was violently interrupted. Let's look at Martin Luther King Jr., born in 1925, 1968. I dare you to do the math. The leader of the civil rights movement. King's assassination in 1968 was more than just the death of a man. It was the silencing of hope for racial justice and equality. Fred Hampton, 1948 to 1969, a young revolutionary leader in the Black Panther Party. Hampton's assassination was nothing short of a coordinated attack by the FBI and Chicago police meant to extinguish his growing influence in this, our great country, America, and the influence that he had over black men. Colin Kaepernick, 1987, thank God he's still alive. A modern example, effectively blackballed from the NFL for protesting police brutality. His career sidelined because he dared to kneel for justice. Jack Johnson, this is kind of where it all started. 1878, died in 1946, a man who symbolized breaking barriers in sports. Johnson was later criminally charged after the Mann Act. Remember that, the Mann Act, in a racially motivated attack to keep him from the heights that he deserved. Now speaking of this Mann Act, for those who are not familiar with this thing. In 1910, a 1910 law was initially designed to combat human trafficking, but was often misused to target black men like Jack Johnson. And what was his crime? Traveling with a white woman who was legally his wife. Johnson was, now get this, he was posthumously pardoned in 2018 by none other than Donald Trump. But the damage had been done. His legacy, like many others, were tainted by a system intent and hell-bent on keeping black men in their place. Critical, critical, critical. There is an absence of male leadership in black households. This isn't just about public figures being canceled or taken out. It runs much deeper. The absence of black male leadership has had a profound effect on our households, our families, and our communities. Historically, black men have been removed from homes, whether through slavery, mass incarceration, or systemic oppression. And what is the damage? I want to tell you, a community left without stable male role models. Boys grow up without fathers to teach them what it means to be a man. And girls grow up without seeing healthy masculinity. I did say healthy. This void has rippling effects. When black men are absent, we see higher rates of poverty, behavioral problems, and lower academic achievement in our youth. But here's the thing. This absence isn't just a failure of individual men. It's the result of a system designed to dismantle our families. This is an important time in life. We got to look towards this election that's going on. And it looks like we're going to have a black woman as president in the White House. I'm not going to knock on wood. I'm going to say it loud. Kamala Harris will be president. Now, that election is going to take us doing some things at the base to shore her up. And it's going to take male voices like yours and mine to make a difference. Brothers, listen, I'm talking to you, brothers. This is our time to rise up. We can't wait for society to hand us anything. We need to reclaim our roles in families and communities and in politics. Reclaiming our roles in the family is imperative. Fathers, I'm talking to you, uncles, brothers. We need to be present, and we need to be present right now. We need to lead, not just in title, but through action, and we need to provide stability, discipline, and in love. We need to engage in political action. Voting is the first step, but we need to support those who represent our interests and hold them accountable. We need to be in the room. We need more black men running for office, advocating for our communities at every level of government. It's imperative that we mentor the next generation, folks. Our young men need us. They need guidance, someone to show them that leadership isn't just a dream, it's a responsibility. As we move forward, people, let's remember the lessons of the past, but let's also break the cycles that have held us back for a long, long time. History has shown that when black men thrive, our entire community rises. Listen, when you're stirred from the bottom, everybody rises. Let's not let society keep us down. We've got the power. We just need to use it. I'm going to close right here because I think I'm preaching. Whoo, give me a tissue. I want to remind you all, this is our time. Whether we're taking that time or not, or whether we're talking about leadership in the home, the workplace, or in the political arena, black men are the backbones of our community. It's time to reclaim that role and move forward with purpose and determination. As always, a special thanks to our sponsors tonight as we leave you. Poshines, Adorn Electric, and the entire Celebration Tabernacle family. Aunties and Tanties Daycare, and all of you that are so dear to us that make this program alive. I want you to know we never want you to miss an episode of Mondays with Mondene. Follow us on Facebook or on YouTube. And until next week, we want you to stay blessed, stay powerful, and as always, keep shining your light. And remember, you are the key to our next generation's success. Good night. You know, I talk a lot about knowing where you came from to know where you're going. Well, I came from the projects of St. Louis, Missouri, and I ended up into the majestic mountaintops of Portland, Oregon, It's been a wonderful journey, and Lewis and Clark took that journey from St. Louis to Portland, and I took it too. It talks about who I am, and as I'm with you often in the in cyberspace or on websites or on the what do you call it, social media, I want you to know a little bit about me and who I am. This book talks about my fantasies, my failures, my triumphs, and more than that, it talks about the resiliency of being able to continue to go forward regardless of the odds. I'd get a copy. It's called From Maladies to Melodies. And I hope that you enjoy it and give me some feedback. God bless.
Hey, it's time for you to come to Post Shine. Check out that catfish sandwich. Oh my goodness, is that the shrimp po' boy? Man, look at that chocolate chip cake. Man, I need to get over to Post Shines at 8139 North Denver right now because this food looks delicious. Or call if you'd like, 503-978-9000. And don't miss it, you'll be sorry.
In times gone past, we find ourselves making excuses so that people reminded, ooh, I've got to get home and tend to the brand new missus. I need some time alone. Can't this wait until I finish texting on my phone?